Is iron rule number 2 showing that you just get it? Yes. You're demonstrating the game, not explicating a casual. Do you mean like today or this week works? Okay. Well, what you're talking about is iron rule Tomasi number 2 is never reveal your notch count as a guy. Never reveal the number of partners that you've had sex with to a woman that you want to have sex with. Okay. Why do I say that? People give me this grief all the time. Say, well, it's no big deal. You should be able to say that. You should be open and honest with her. Women say they want the truth, but they never want full disclosure. Why did I make that a rule in the first book? Again, this is an outline. This is not like a step-by-step guide. It's not like, oh, you're not red pill if you do this. I didn't say that. This is just the rules of Tomasi, okay? The iron rules of Tomasi. Never reveal by, on pain of death, never reveal the number of your sexual past, right? The reason why I say that is because women ask that for a much different reason than men do. Men, if they're ever asking that, and by the way, I was kind of surprised by this answer because I've asked the girls on, I try to anyways. I've asked the girls on Access Vegas. I've asked this on several other podcasts as well. Have they ever been on a date, like a first date, or been with a guy on the first date and had that guy ask them what their body count is? And I would say out of 10 girls, maybe 2 raised their hands. And just seeing 2 raise their hands was still for the room, that's 20%, right? And I'm like, so what happened? Oh, well, he didn't get a second date, or he was creepy, or something like that. And I was like, yeah. And the reason why is because there's this idea that women ought to be like virginic, or there's the guy who's asking about that or worried about body count on the first date. I would say that's almost as bad as a guy talking about his sexual conquests, right? Or such as it is. I don't even like to use the term conquest because I don't think guys think of it in those terms. But when I say don't reveal the number of sexual partners, the reason why I say that is because it's you're better off demonstrating rather than explicating. So demonstrate, do not explicate. So when a woman says, hey, how many guys I bet you say that at all the girls, how many girls have you fucked, right? That is, first off, that's a shit test. And it's actually an invitation for you to get cocky and funny, to use a muse mastery. If you read my 5th book, you'll understand it a little bit better. But it's an opportunity. It's a shit test to pass. That's why you kind of laughingly say, you mean tonight? Or you say, well, I'm a virgin, right? Like knowing damn well you're not a virgin, right? You're the first tonight, whatever. Oh, or you make some outrageous number. You say, oh, you mean, I think you're number 1500 right now, right? You want to be number 1501? Agree and amplify kind of thing. But never realistically give your notch count, because it's not about that. And the reason why I say that is because there was so many guys that were, at the time that I was writing that, there's so many guys who would lead with their notch count. They thought it was a form of game. And essentially what it's saying is, if a woman asks you that, or you put that out there, say, hey, babe, I've fucked 300 girls, so you should want to fuck me too, right? 300 girls have pre-selected me. You can be number 301. And they think it's a form of game. They think it's a way of of creating pre-selection for themselves, or creating like social proof for themselves. If 300 girls found me attractive enough to fuck, I must be pretty good. So you will find me really good too. Therefore, we should get together and fuck. That's creating your own social proof. And that is like a cardinal sin, because it doesn't become social proof anymore. It's actually a symptom of a larger sort of misunderstanding that guys have. Is when we say, for example, you need to be an authentic guy. Like you rented that Lamborghini. You don't really own that Lamborghini. You're just using that in your Instagram profile to make women believe that you have a Lamborghini, because it's all about perception, right? So guys who actually own a Lamborghini say that guy's a poser, because you didn't do the work to get that Lamborghini. You're actually the valet, right? You're the valet guy, and you happen to be around the car, so you take a picture and just make it look like you actually own a Lamborghini. It's never been easier than now to fake the cues of pre-selection or social proof, or to be a higher value guy than you actually are. Because again, it's all about perception. If women lead their lives online, then of course guys are going to adapt to that. So when you say, hey, look, I've fucked like 100 women, and you're leading with that, or that becomes that you're mentioning that in casual conversation, or it becomes some sort of like game for you, or some sort of a qualifier for yourself. That's when it becomes you trying to create social proof for yourself or create pre-selection for yourself. Because what you're doing is you're presenting the idea or presenting the concept, whatever it is, that X amount of women have found you attractive enough to want to fuck. You must be good at fucking. And so therefore, if you have 100 partner lay count, that means that women must find you attractive. You must be pre-selected. It's the same thing as trying to fake, like maybe you're wearing clothes that you don't actually, it's like a rented suit, right? You're trying to present the idea that you have a higher quality than you actually are, or you actually have. Whether it's true or it's not doesn't make any difference. It's the perception of it. And it's like leading with this, well, you know, hey, I'm so impressive and my dick's so big that X amount of women have wanted to fuck me. But if you go and you look at, like, say, someone like Sterling Cooper, Sterling Cooper talking about how like the highest form of demonstrating higher value, or pre-selection, actually, I should say, is a guy who knows how to fuck. You don't have to tell a woman you had 100 lay count if you get into bed with that woman and you know your way around her body better than she knows it herself. Because if you can do that and you're a good lover, it means that you've had experience in the past with other women to become that good lover. Better to demonstrate that you are good at fucking sex because women have like rewarded you with sex in the past with a new partner than it is to say, hey, all these women have rewarded me with sex in the past. That's really what that means.